harm reduction, with us reframing how we talk about harm reduction is simply when everybody walks out of here and get in your cars, you're going to put on a seatbelt. Exactly. So that's what we do at Kentucky Harm Reduction Coalition, is make sure everyone understands that harm reduction is something we practice every day. In order for people to find that pathway to treatment and recovery, whichever way that is, we want people to survive and get there. So the whole idea is that everyone is trained to perform this life-saving measure in the event that you are around someone who is overdosing. So quickly, let's jump into it. Right, Takesha? Right. You gonna help me with this?
Yes, you want me to do those signs? Okay, so my name's Takesha Nunez. She said I'm with Target 4, so we're going to quickly go over the signs of an overdose. So a couple things to remember. If you do not have Narcan, you can still save someone's life simply by doing rescue breaths. What happens when an opioid gets in your system? It suppresses the urge to breathe. So rescue breaths are going to keep the vital organs working until EMS can get there or someone can get there with Narcan. So a couple of things you're going to look at. You're going to make sure the scene is safe before you approach that individual. No syringes, no anything that can hurt you. Once you get there, if you may see that their lips are blue. You may see fingertips are blue. Like we talked about, it suppresses the urge to breathe. So you can do something very simple. Shake, yell, shout. They're not responding. You want to do a sternum rub, which is taking your hand like this and rubbing right there. If you do that right now, you'll see that it does not feel good. It's painful. If they do not respond, you know you need to respond with Narcan.
All right. So first things first is when someone is not responding, you want to first tell someone, hey, go call 911. I have someone who's unconscious. They're not breathing. Most important thing is I want you to explain what you see, not assume. So you'll say, the lips are blue, there's no breathing or shallow breathing, they won't wake up, I've shaken them, we're gonna start this procedure now with Narcan. So the first thing I'm gonna do is have my friend over here is gonna take out she's gonna take out the Narcan. The rescue breaths you should do while the Narcan is being prepared. We recommend, especially with monkeypox going on right now, to use a face shield. If you get a Narcan from Kentucky Harm Reduction Coalition, you'll have a face shield in your pack. These are cool little face shields that you can put on your keychain. You'll take the face shield out, you'll place it over the individual's face. This is a non-return valve on here. So meaning you're going to blow air into them, nothing is going to come out. So you blow the air. You do this for about 2 minutes. When we explain this to individuals, it does not take that long to pop this Narcan out of this container. Okay, this is what the container is gonna look like. You're gonna pop it out. Once it's popped out, we can go ahead and administer the Narcan, which simply looks like what Takesha's gonna show you now.
So it looks like a Flonase container. What I always tell people is do not touch the button on the bottom until it's inside of the nose, because sometimes the medicine can come out. So we wanna make sure that the participant gets as much of the medication as possible. You're just gonna stick it in the nostril, and push until it's deflated. You don't have to worry about going from nose to nose. It can take up to 2 to 3 minutes for this Narcan to take effect. That is the longest 2 to 3 minutes of your life. Rescue breaths during that time is important. If you give Narcan, again, too early, it doesn't matter. Narcan is a wonderful medication that only works on opioid reversals. So if it's not an opioid reversal, nothing's gonna happen to them. So it's always best to err on the side of, let me give them Narcan.
There you go. Say this individual is revived, okay? Sometimes you may see one or two things. You may see someone immediately get up because the Narcan can put someone into immediate withdrawals, okay? Some individuals are not gonna be happy about that, so be mindful of that, okay? I see some people laughing, some people may have experienced that. They may not, that's okay. We're not here for feelings, we're here for the facts. So once you give that to them, they start to squirm around, ask them to turn onto their side. This is called the rescue position. The reason why you're gonna do that is because if they're gonna start going through withdrawals, sometimes they can spit up, okay? And we don't want anyone to have another medical emergency happen, meaning they're gonna exasperate or something go down their lungs, okay? Once that happens, you wanna encourage them to go with EMS when they arrive. We are making changes in our city. Okay, we want to encourage people that just because someone comes in a uniform does not mean automatically that they're going to be harmed. So we're also working on trust with our helpers in the community. So encourage them, hey, I need you to go get checked out. Why? Because naloxone is a temporary fix. We do not know how much an individual may have had in their system, and they can go right back into withdrawals in about 45 to 60, 90 minutes. So between 45 and 90 minutes, a person can go right back into withdrawals. I always describe it to kiddos that I do this training with. It's like the little military inside the body. That's what naloxone looks like. It gets in there and it goes and it finds the opioid receptor and it knocks it off of the opioid receptor. It's like, ah, I won. And then it looks around, there's no more opiates, it disappears. Okay, that person can go back into withdrawals, and if you walk away from that individual or they don't go to the hospital to get checked out, they could potentially die from this overdose because they can go back into it. So that's a very important thing, okay? Anything else
So just really quickly, like Sharita said, following up and reminding them not to use again is really important, because when they use, that opioid is sitting on that receptor, it's going to sit there for a while, and as much drugs as they pump in their system can cause them to go back into it with